We often think of logic and emotion as diametrically opposed. Still, the truth is that they can be used in tandem to help us better navigate challenging situations. Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient system of thought dedicated to cultivating mental strength through the development of emotional control. Whether dealing with a crisis or trying to achieve a dream, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of controlling our emotions rather than allowing them to control us. It's a practical philosophy that can help us make better decisions and gain greater perspective on complex situations. In this video, we'll discuss how Stoic philosophy can provide clarity and perspective in challenging times. With its emphasis on logical thinking and emotional control, Stoicism is an invaluable resource for anyone looking for guidance on handling complicated feelings and situations in life. So let's get started. Stoicism is a philosophy that uses reason and logic to overcome the emotions. Stoics believe we can control our feelings by acknowledging their existence, but not allowing them to dictate our behavior. They also believe that life should be lived by nature, with self-control and discipline being the primary virtues. By understanding our passions, we can better control them. To help achieve this goal, Stoics often use techniques such as meditation, mindfulness practices, and self-reflection. They also take an active role in interpreting things so they don't get carried away by emotional reactions. The goal is always to think critically and objectively about any situation before it can affect us emotionally. On top of this, Stoic thinking encourages people to appreciate what they have and accept that some things are out of their control. By detaching themselves from their feelings and focusing on what's within their power, Stoics can develop greater insight and make more informed decisions for themselves and others. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to think with a rational mind. This approach is rooted in the idea that we cannot change certain things in life and must instead focus on what's within our control. To help guide us, it outlines the 4 Stoic virtues: practical wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Let's take a closer look at each one in turn. Practical wisdom is the cornerstone of Stoicism. It's the capacity to think critically and respond best to any problem or situation that life throws at us. Practical wisdom involves using reason and logic to make decisions rather than relying on emotional reactions. Justice focuses on respecting others, being honest, and always staying within the law. It also encourages us to treat those around us kindly, essential for preserving our relationships with others. Courage isn't necessarily about facing physical danger, but having the strength of your convictions regarding difficult decisions and conversations. Staying true to your beliefs and not being swayed by other opinions is critical here. Temperance is about balancing ambition and action, anger and happiness, pleasure and pain. It's recognizing that excess in any of these may bring short-term rewards, but often have a longer-term detrimental effect on our lives or well-being. And learning how to avoid this is integral for success in life. When dealing with emotions, you don't want to swing too far in one direction or the other. Balancing emotion and reason is essential to develop a better relationship with your feelings. The Stoics believed emotion should not be suppressed, but understood and directed healthily. So what does this look like? Here are a few ways that you can balance emotion and reason. Analyzing your emotions. Analyzing your emotions is one of the best ways to balance emotion and reason. Ask yourself why you're feeling a certain way, what triggered the emotion, and how you can better respond to the situation in the future. Taking action. Reason can inform our decisions on how best to respond to our emotions, so taking action when needed is essential. It could be something as simple as deep breathing or identifying distractions that help take your mind off whatever has provoked an emotional response. Developing self-awareness. The key is developing self-awareness, recognizing when you're feeling an emotion and understanding how it influences your actions, thoughts, and decisions. This will help you become more aware of how your thoughts affect your emotional responses and make it easier to find solutions when negative emotions arise. Are you ready to start thinking more rationally and less emotionally? Believe it or not, You can use Stoic practices to help you get there. Here are some tips on how to use Stoicism to improve your rational thinking. Analyze the feelings. Stoics believe that emotions can be irrational. The best way is to analyze the feelings and separate them from any existing bias and judgment. Start by questioning why these feelings are present and if they lead you down a path of negative thinking. Accept your emotions. Accepting your feelings doesn't mean that you should give in or surrender, but rather, it means understanding them for what they are, feelings. Living in the present moment allows for clarity in thought, so take a step back and accept your emotions as reality. Rely on logic. Logic can often be a great tool in handling emotional situations, so rely on it. When faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself what the logical reaction would be, and try to respond based on facts instead of giving in to an emotional response. This practice allows you to think more objectively and ultimately make better decisions. Practice self-awareness. It's so easy to let your emotions take over, but try and take a step back. Self-awareness gives us the freedom to understand why we're feeling something. Observe your thoughts and feelings, but don't get overwhelmed by them. Acknowledge their existence, but don't dwell on them. Don't just think, do something. You can devise as many rationalizations as you want, but they will only happen once you act on them. You must put your thoughts into action and ensure that it aligns with your values and helps you move closer towards your goals. Adopt an inner dialogue. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself when experiencing emotion or making decisions. Is it kind? Is it helpful? If not, practice speaking positively using self-affirmations or mantras that empower you. Seek out sound information sources. Surround yourself with people who challenge and engage your intellect, who don't just agree with everything said in fear of disagreement. Also, make sure that the sources of information you are consuming are unbiased and factual. Seek out facts before responding emotionally. Don't attach yourself to outcomes. Don't become fixated on success or failure. Failure isn't always bad if we use it as an opportunity for learning and growth. Detach from outcomes to remain objective and focus on what's sustainable for the future. We've all been there. Your mind is a non-stop gong show of negative thoughts. In these moments, you can take a page from the Stoics and help yourself think more rationally. Using specific techniques, you can help yourself stay on track to achieve harmony between your emotions and logic. Here are some simple methods that you can use as antidotes to negative thinking patterns. Reframe your thoughts. First, learn to reframe your thoughts from pessimistic to more positive ones. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never get this done in time," tell yourself, "I'm going to make sure I do my best and see what happens." Challenge unhelpful beliefs. Second, challenge those unhelpful beliefs by breaking them down into smaller parts. Looking at an issue in its features helps put it into perspective. It makes it easier to tackle and gives you solutions. Consult your inner voice. Third, consult with yourself or others by asking the questions, what would the Stoics do? Or what would make me proud of myself? These questions will lead you toward finding solutions closely aligned with your inner voice. Your irrational emotions don't have to rule you. With the right tools like these antidotes for negative thinking patterns, you can learn how to think more logically and take control of your own destiny. Stoicism is a practical tool that embraces the dichotomy between emotion and reason. It's a philosophy of right living and correct thinking that, with discipline and practice, can help one rise above their feelings and think more logically. Stoicism is a system for making our lives better. It provides a structure for reasoning and encourages acceptance, humility, and mindfulness. When embraced, the way of the Stoic will lead to a more fulfilled and meaningful life, rooted in the pursuit of happiness through purposeful action and deliberate contemplation.